and welcome to another stream here on Behance and on YouTube. I know the names of things. My name is Anna Daviscourt. Hey, see how I said I know names of things and I named myself? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm in a little wired of a mood. Hi, welcome. I am a children's book illustrator. I am going to be painting traditionally today, but we do a bunch of digital painting on this channel as well. I see that we have Adobe Live immediately on today, which is pretty sweet. Hey everybody, how's your day going? You enjoying yourself? Are you hearing me all right? My microphone's kind of close or far away. Opposites. You know how it goes? Anyways, so you can see I'm on my webcam, but I promise it's gonna look better when we switch to our setup. Ooh, these are familiar friends of ours now. If you've been here for the previous traditional art streams, these are the beautiful handcrafted, hand-sewn sketchbooks that my friend Julia made for me, and also a bunch of gouache that she sent me. So we are playing around with all the fun things, and we've already played around a bit. So this is a half-finished one that we did the other day. It's a series of carpet designs that I've been working on. This is the one that I finished after the stream, but honestly there wasn't a lot to finish about it. It was almost all the way done. I just added a bunch of little tick marks. You can see up close all that juicy texture that we got in there. Oh, it's so beautiful, you guys. I'm so happy that we did that. It was so fun that I want to do it again. We've got some more sketches that we can work from, and some, let's see here, the previous ones are dug in the sketchbook deep inside. So I just want to make more of these guys because I think this is my happy place right now, is just creating patterns and colors and shapes that I like. Honestly, if you don't know, I've been working on multiple books right now, and I'm a little overwhelmed with digital artwork. I love digital artwork. I want to keep making it forever and ever, but this is a good thing to remember if you're working on multiple projects, which I do recommend working on multiple projects. I think it's good for your brain to kind of cycle through different things. But for me, if I am doing 2 digital books, one in Photoshop, one in Fresco, and literally I chose to do that because I wanted some juxtaposition, and the different programs at least give me a little bit of difference in my brain. And now I am needing for my free time artwork yet another difference. So traditional is really hitting that vibe that I'm looking for. So let's continue. Jake Green's in the chat. He's a birthday boy. Happy birthday, Jake. I'm going to have to sing to you all alone. I don't have Anthony with me today. By the way, Anthony is usually here as my co-host and just my best friend to talk with during the stream and read the chat and all that jazz. But right now he is working on a project for an employer, thus they get more of his time and I don't get as much. So Anthony will be back soon, but just not yet. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to be a little bit slower on the reading of the chat, and I might miss things. And if you have any questions, please repeat them in the chat so that I can see them, because I definitely want to answer anything you got. And I might read things out of context sometimes. That happens too. Ooh, Joe says, happy place news for me. I got Prismacolors. I am just amazed. Yay! Is this your first time working with Prismacolor? Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to the wide, wonderful world of Prismacolor. It is lovely. I love those pencils so much. Jake says, OMG, thank you. You've already improved my day so much. You're so sweet. Jake, you improve our day every single time you're here. By the way, Jake, Joe, Kendall, and Rynn are all of our lovely mods. So give them a shout out, give them claps, maybe like tell them a cute fun fact or something, because they're the kind of nerds that love that stuff, you know. And thank you so much for being here, everybody. It's really lovely to see you. I saw Yusra in the chat as well, so I hope it's not too late for you. And anyways, let's get started so that I don't just talk to my friends for hours and hours, because I could definitely do that. One of these days we're gonna just have a hangout sesh, okay? And we're gonna play games or something. Or just draw together privately. I don't care what it is, but I just need to talk to you guys. I definitely want to work on this one again today. I think I told you guys a little bit about my thoughts last time, where I kind of want to block in the center with like a dark color and then paint over top of it, because I'm just not loving what's happening in here. I like the edge. I don't mind it. I think it could have some improvements with some colored pencil on top, like little marks and things. Last time I was telling you, one of my favorite pencils to use on top is this blue. I did the blue on top of the dark paint right here to show how much it can pop out. But even on this edge here, I'll show you a close up in a second. Okay, so I put some red up here and then some blue down here. Can you see that? It's obviously very subtle, but it does make a difference, especially when you see the piece in person. It just gives a whole nother level of detail and texture. So yeah, that's my plan for this guy, but I kind of want to start on a whole new page, fresh new baby. And I'm just gonna start with easy stuff, because sometimes I think that if I'm branching out in too many ways all at once, that I get a little lost. And I think that's where this kind of stuff happens, where I was trying to like use colors that I hadn't used before and shapes that I hadn't used before and all that kind of stuff, and just think on the fly, which like can totally yield fun results. But I think that having a little bit more of like okay, I'm starting from a place that I am confident in, and then choosing one place to kind of educate myself more in is a better recipe, personally. Joe says, yes, that blue. It's so good, right? The light cerulean blue, right? Let's see. This is a Prismacolor non-photo blue. This is the pencil, if that's what you're asking. So non-photo blue is what people would use to mark up images, I guess photos mostly, and then when you scan it, you can take out this color very easily digitally. So you could say like, okay, this doesn't or wait, was it that if you scanned it in black and white or something, this didn't show up at all? Was that it? Somebody tell me the history of non-photo blue, because I'm fudging it. Everybody's saying a happy birthday to Jake. Yay! User says, I'm not that late. I always love being here with you all. I'm so glad whenever you can be here. The more global the audience, the better, honestly. And Joe coming from Australia. Does that... don't have that one in my set. I think it's kind of a special one. They told us, I think, in art school to get this one because of the scanning thing, where it was like, oh yeah, if you do the sketch in this, then you can very easily take it out digitally and it doesn't mess with the rest of your piece anymore. But I just love the color, and maybe that's why it's so opaque. It's kind of a special one that's like really chalky. I don't know how to describe that, but like it lays down, so it's kind of like paint. Like it just completely covers the paper, which not all pencils do. Yeah, Joe says it's if you scan it, it doesn't show up. I think there's a red one that does that too. We also have that one somewhere. But yeah, that's exactly why we have them, is for that purpose. And it kind of became a habit from art school, I think. Rynn says, yes, Anna, you are right. Yay! Oh, I got it. Joe says, we talk about it all the time on APAC. Haha, every time we get into the sketch phase almost. That's amazing. Yeah, that's light cerulean blue is the closest I have. Absolutely. If there's just any, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of blue it is. It's just, this is the specific, like that's the history of this pencil, but I just love it because of the qualities of it, not necessarily because of that history. You know what I mean? I don't use it for scanning. I want it in my scan. I love showing it because it's part of the artwork. Okay, so I'm going to do my sketch in my favorite watercolor pencil, which is this red one from Royal Watercolor Pencil. Apparently that's a brand. Again, almost everything I own art supplies wise is hobbled together from just people giving it to me, inheriting it from like family, or these are family heirlooms. Picking it up off the sidewalk, okay? If I saw a perfectly good pencil on the sidewalk, you know I would take that baby home and I'd wash it up and use it straight away. Okay, so I think what I wanted to do with this one was, I wanted to do a red inside. Maybe we could curve the corners, this interior space. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I wanted to do shapes all across the thing, because sometimes I do like, there's some kind of corner element that stands out. I kind of want it to be consistent throughout on one of these at least. Because I was looking at Persian rugs. That was because I made a Patreon post showing all of these rugs. I did it. I finally did it. I got nice photos and I posted them on Patreon finally. And so brain, what is happening? So what I did when I was talking about that is I was reaching back in my past thinking about like why do I love rugs and textiles and things like that. And it goes back to my grandparents' house where every single room, it was all hardwood floors. It's this absolutely magical, beautiful house that they unfortunately had to sell. But it was kind of like a vacation house for the rest of my family because my grandparents eventually moved out, but they kept the house. Amazing that they could do that. But they had the most gorgeous place. Oh, I miss it so much. But anyways, wood floors, and almost every room had either a massive Persian rug or like a runner of some sort, and it was just throughout the entire home, and it was lovely. They're so beautiful, and I remember looking at them for hours at all the little filigree and detail and like shapes and colors. And I will tell you what, you can hide a world of sin on a very intricate rug in terms of like stains and things. They had 10 children, so they needed to think about that kind of stuff. Even though I'm sure they tried to keep them as pristine as possible. I'm going to do fringe out on this side, and I'm going to... What kind of shapes do I want to do? I really like... Yeah, I'm going to go with diamonds. Diamonds and dots. Do you see? Do you see my vision? We could do... I'm not sure about what to do for the corners yet. And if you've seen the previous streams about the painting, that where I do this kind of stuff, sometimes the sketches go away completely. It just depends on what colors go over and things like that. So I'm not going to be too precious with the sketches. It's more to get an idea of where I'm going. Then other times the sketches come out very strongly. Oh, I forgot a dot. Whoops. Whoops. Everybody look away. Artist doing bad. Okay. So we've got sides. And then what do I want to do for the corners? I don't care. Right now what I'm going to do is just do more diamonds. I like the shape of diamond, but the stone, honestly, to me, not my fave. That's why on my wedding ring I have tourmaline. 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 I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. Anyways, it's absolutely gorgeous. I remember we were looking at sapphires. I probably told this story, but I need chapstick. Oh my gosh, Aaron's in the chat. Hello. Oh my gosh, we are blessed by both greens. Now we just need your children and all of your pets. But hi, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. We're painting today. We're painting more rugs. Let's see. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, you guys are talking about having different art supplies and things getting passed on from friends. That's just lovely. And hey, Haley, I see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Joe quotes me saying, "You can hide a world of sin on an intricate rug." Anna Daviscourt. Nailed it. Just a shout out to those who need to hide stains on their on their rugs. You know, that's it's funny because it's a really expensive rug, I believe. Persian rugs are quite expensive, but then you're just like dumping juice. Dump that juice. Anyways, okay, so inner part of the rug. Now I kind of want to like cut off these corners. I'm just gonna kind of flow and see what comes out. Now I feel like it's a picture frame. That's what those corner things are in the little photo albums. Did you guys ever have photo albums that you'd like put together yourself? I still have one that I put some of my darkroom photography in once upon a time. And I don't think I ever really mounted a bunch of them. It's just like the bookmark is a chunk of a bunch of photos that I took in high school. And then a bunch of blank pages. What a great book. Put it together yourself as you look at it. Ugh. Okay. So I do want a botanical kind of vibe as well, because that's kind of a theme that I've been going with throughout these, and I just love it. Hey, look at that! There are diamonds and circles. Who would have thought I'd do the same thing twice? Whoops. I'm gonna do an inner bit, like this, and then we could do. What if it was just one branch coming out. And it's kind of like a non-symmetrical carpet rug design. How lovely would that be? Asymmetry for the win, I say. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Just gonna put haphazard leaves because I know I'm just gonna paint these in anyway. And I'll probably... not sure if I want a dark background on this guy or not. And I'm feeling almost like camellias for the flowers. Well, camellias, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home. My mother has a massive camellia out in her yard, and it was not intended to be this like large, amazing, grandiose bush, but my aunt gave it to her. My mom put it into a pot that was, I don't know, like a barrel size. Like, it was a significant plant to begin with. But the barrel thing was made of wood, and the wood over time deteriorated to the point where the ground that it was sitting on became the ground that the roots came out of the pot to grow into. And now it's just in the ground, elevated by rotten wood. And it's like the size of a tree. What time does if you don't take care of things. Okay, I'm going to do another camellia here. So, camellias, or at least the ones in her yard, are white. They smell like oranges. I think she's got a special one or something. They're amazing. Okay, so then it would be dark green foliage with white flowers, and then we could do like a mid-green behind it. I was thinking green heavy on this one for some reason. I'm feeling the green. Maybe it's just because this corner of the palette is near me. But we'll see. Aaron says, yay, it's fun to finally catch a stream. Hey, are you guys doing something fun for Jake's birthday? I really hope you are. I know that every day is just a joy, right? But I want you to do something special. Jake says, lovely. Haha, that's cool. Yeah. I love Plants Going Wild. Maybe that should be the new show on MTV or something. Plants Go Wild. I'm into it. Okay, so I think I'll do... I saw that slow door opening. That was so ominous. Sorry, James is coming out of the bathroom and his arm just opened the door very slowly. It's funny. Okay, so I think the complementary color, or not necessarily complementary like art school means, but what I want to add to the green, because it's not going to be monochrome. I've been doing a lot of orange. Should we just go with red and green? Again, this is going to read Christmas. Ooh, we could do the, it was not cerulean, it was Prussian blue and green. What do you think? What do you say? That kind of blue? Oh, I dropped my brush. Oh my gosh, Aaron says, I work for an arborist. Those camellia trees are crazy. Speaking of my grandparents' house, they also had a crazy camellia tree. I love them so much. They're beautiful. That's awesome that you work for an arborist, by the way. I want to know everything. Tell me about trees. I keep hitting the mic again. I'm sorry. I set it up differently this time, but I guess I'm right-handed and the mic's on the right, so it's just a recipe for disaster. I still want to warm. Am I horrible for adding some red? I don't think I'm horrible. It's fine. Give yourself a pat on the back, everybody. Okay, I think... I'm gonna chew on my brush. No, I don't recommend doing that. I take it all back. Again, I am such a sucker for gold. What is wrong with me? No, nothing's wrong with me. Just go with your gut. It's okay to just land back where you began. It's okay. If you love a thing, follow it. Doesn't matter if you've done it before. Yeah, I'm right. Deal with it. Okay, I'm gonna go for the gold, baby. I wonder why. Okay, so on the upper part of this, it goes on super smooth, and it looks like it resisted it here. Maybe my finger oils or something got on the page, and it's like slightly reacting with it. I don't know, but who cares? It's not impeding the painting. It's just an interesting thing to note. I'm just gonna kind of messily do this because it's not super duper important that's clean. I basically go from rough to refined with almost everything I work on. So it's not something where I'm like precious with it until a certain point of working on it. I could just do yellow and green. I haven't really done that. I did like orange and green mostly. Orange, yellow, and green. Whatever. Anyways. Erin says I could bore you about trees for days. I legit got excited about trees now, though. Or get excited. That's so cool. I love that. I get excited whenever I go by like a nursery, but for trees. Is there a specific name for that? Is it arborist? Do I know nothing? But yeah, the tree places make me feel like, oh my gosh, I want to buy all of them, and I have no land to put them in. I have 2 olive trees in an apartment that's like 500 square feet. They are out on my balcony in giant pots. Not living their best life, unfortunately, but it's okay. They're alive, they're thriving, but they're just not. I want them to have ground, you know? Joe says, bore us? No. My sweet summer child. We love trees in these here woods. Yes, Erin, can you just give us like a quick fact about trees? Any fact? I'm down. I would love to know. Erin says, okay, I'm adding that podcast to my library now, and I can't wait to tell my boss. Is it ologies? Wait, this podcast, fellow saplings. What is it? Joe says, Anna, you are wonderful. Was I talking down about myself again? What is this? I'm going to check it out. Completely arbitrary. Oh my gosh, I love it. Podcasts have the best pun names. Ugh, that's great. And yes, I'm going to have to listen to that as well. I just started listening to Ologies, which you guys have been telling me about for like ever. So I'm slow and late to this podcast train of the cool kids. I'm just going to put this back here. I thought I was going to do like mid-tone green, but I can still do that over the yellow. So I'm just going to give myself opportunities, really. Maybe I'll just fill the whole thing in. Why not just it's a big old wash, you know? Hey, look at that. Join your buddies. Wow. It's a party. 'Cause I wanna. You know, I've been like craving making a cake. Is that weird to crave making something? It's not just that I want to eat it. It's that I want to make it. And I'm thinking that it may be because of the birthday vibes, because I knew that was coming up, and I might just make a birthday cake for you here, Jake. Sorry. I can't send it to you, but I can send you pictures. Tell you how good it is. Ooh, Arian says, okay, tree fact. The best time of year to plant trees is in the fall. Interesting. Okay, I would not have known if there was... I mean, that makes sense that, like, all plants have kind of optimal times, right, for them, but I never think about it with trees. Aaron says, my boss and I joke about sneak attacking redwoods. Amazing. How would you sneak up on them? They're so massive, they can see you from a million miles away. Have you guys ever been to the redwood forests? Well, I guess there are probably more than one, but I mean the one in California. They... I want to live there. I just want to live amongst the giants. Joe says, I reckon the making of a cake is really meditative and soothing for you. Absolutely it is. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I want to show you something. I'll be right back. Look at my loaf. I just made this loaf of sourdough today. I can't really optimally show it because of the tripod getting in the way, but look at it. Here, I'll put it on my cam too. Look at that ear. Oh, ain't she a beaut? There we go. It's on its cooling rack. Anyways, I am very excited to eat it. So, just sharing that with y'all. James, you can cut into it anytime if you want it. Okay, I'm back. Oh, yeah. Rynn says, Anna, look at my loaf. I'm loafing it. Exactly. You know, art is creation in any form. So I count bread as art as well. I just showed it off for you. I'm really hoping. I mean, I've kind of become very comfortable with this recipe. This is almost dry. But it's one of those things where it's still every once in a while kind of like nerve-wracking to be like, oh, is it gonna turn out? Will I ruin it this time? But I'm pretty much past that as long as I follow what I've been following. Which, right now, my favorite recipe is Sarah Owen's table loaf. I'm gonna mix in some of the Prussian blue with the purple, which just kind of mauves it out. Like, it makes it a little bit more of a demure purple rather than a vibrant one. Which, hey, all purples are great purples. Also, I was thinking we should add some specifically some links for trans rights in the description. So if you guys know any good trans activist kind of places, like we have Black Lives Matters linked, we have Stop Asian Hate, which I believe, is that part of it, Hate as a Virus as well? Anyways, there's stuff going on with trans rights, especially in Texas right now, and we need to do what we can, always, to protect human rights, because trans rights are human rights. It is messed up what's happening. So everybody do your best. Protect your folks. Make sure they know that they're loved individually, but also let's make some systemic change. Let's vote these people the heck out. Nobody needs Abbott. Again, not telling you how to vote, just telling you how I think. Beep, beep. Okay. But seriously, if you know of any good links, please send them to me on the Discord, which we have linked in the description as well. And what was I going to say? Oh, we have a new-ish channel called, I believe it was Causes of something. Anyways, it's a good place to put links if you know of any. There are plenty of causes going around right now, so let's help each other out in this big ol' human race. Just quickly kind of putting this in so that we can start the process of this. It's going to take maybe 2 coats, maybe even 3, to kind of zero out what we had underneath. Obviously right now it looks like a dark hole, but hey, who minds that? And again, this is all experimental. There is no pressure to be perfect. We're just trying to find out what we like. And I know of several things that we like because of the experimentation. It's working! Oh, man. Yusra says, hey, about baking but not eating. I totally get it. Joe says, yes, I will find you links. Yep. I will represent Australia in the links too. You are amazing. And always, if there are some good links that you want to share in the chat, please do, because I know that plenty of people see us live and we just want to spread the right words and all that jazz. And if the mods see a link that they, agree with, then we can post it in a clickable way. Yusra says, sometimes when I'm stressed, I bake and gift my friends and everything because it's comforting. That is so pure and wonderful. I was drawing and couldn't write, but felt the urge to say, I feel you. Absolutely. This is one of the problems is I almost always have to do math when baking because I half the recipes because it's just James and me most of the time. So unless I'm gifting something, I'm like, I gotta make it smaller. I can't eat an entire cake like, in Matilda. James standing over me like Trunchbull, like, eat every bit. No, he's eating all of it. Aaron says, yes, that crap in Texas makes me so mad. Yeah, it is infuriating. Right way to feel. It is, yeah. I think that, here, Rynn says, Texas, I lives here, and it always feels like people are so misinformed when it comes to human rights. Not the political kind, but the kind that mean people should be able to exist as they are, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. as we were taught growing up, at least in my knowledge of my generation, they always made it seem like, oh, don't get political, as if it's a choice. Growing up and becoming an adult, you learn, no, this affects people's lives, and it's not about you. It's about what's right. And we should all be voting for what's right to protect people who are not the majority. And just because it's not you, man, just have empathy. Have empathy. And know that that's just like, human rights. It's not that difficult. And it's not political. It's the people who are like, hey, it's just a political or partisan issue. It really absolutely is not and should not be framed that way. But anyways, I digress. I'm glad you guys agree. Yeah, if you don't, see ya. Don't need to be here. But also, I just want to encourage action as much as possible. Even with, I know sometimes, I see this tweet all the time because I follow a lot of artists. Artists feel very futile in their efforts to create because they're literally like, oh, the world's falling apart and I'm drawing a flower. It's like, I get that. However, like I said last stream, art is communication, and as long as we are communicating and making sure that our voice is being used optimally, as in for the important things, at least some of the time we are doing the best we can. I know that working for brands and things like that, getting money, it can sometimes feel like you're just wandering and not really doing that important work. But as long as you are surviving to do the important work, that is the goal, right? That's what you need to do. It's what we all need to do. So take care of yourself and others as much as possible. But remember that balance is, you have to put on the oxygen mask before you help the person next to you a lot of times. But with human rights, again, this is something that we can help with now. This is not like, oh, you have to financially give or whatever. It's do what you can. Look for the opportunities. There are plenty of ways that you can find, just like sharing information. Hey, I'm trying to do it right now. So just do the best you can. That's all we ask. And I'll tell you, some of those politicians and people saying stuff, I know I'm out here on the internet talking about stuff that I don't know if I should be talking about all the time. But it's important. And what I was going to say is, yeah, that kind of logic thinking, reasoning, whatever, it's bullcrap. Don't believe a word of it. They know they're lying. It's bull. Anyways. I digress. Art is awesome. That's what we should take away from it. Jake says, don't miss much about Texas. Honestly, yeah, one of my friends used to live in Texas and sometimes considers going back just because it is much cheaper to live there than on the West Coast. And they were just tweeting about how, like, days like this, I remember, oh no, I actually got out. It's not just like maybe I should go back there someday. It's oh no, that place. Now, the thing is, though, I also want to make sure that we clarify Texans are not the problem in general. Like, there are plenty of people, yes, who conglomerate and have ideas that I disagree with. However, to vilify a place based on the government of that place is also incorrect. People are people. They have individual thoughts and feelings. And I do hold out hope that a lot of them can change their thoughts and feelings with better education. But also I am grateful to live in a place that I feel safe in. And I know that a lot of trans people do not feel safe right now. And that is because of the laws that they're passing. And I really wish we could just, like, straight up have, like, a refugee kind of situation where it's like, hey, let's get you out of there, bud. Which, again, is another way that you can really help people. There are definitely some funds out there that you can donate to so that people can actually physically get safe, which would be amazing. All right, so I put in the leaves. I did it backwards. Usually I work from the outside in. This time, backwards. Avant-garde. Who is she? Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys are so nice. Jake says, thank you for everything you do. And I just talk at a camera. Nothing here. But, I mean, no, I'm good. But other people are also doing really, really, really good stuff. So, like, yeah. Yay, us. All of us. I'm trying not to put myself down while also saying that people are doing much more important work. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Rynn says, agreed, Jake. Thank you for using your voice, Anna. Hey, thanks for using your ears. Aaron says, yeah, I was born and raised there. I miss my friends in San Antonio. San Antonio was like an oasis. I've heard the same thing about Austin. Oh, I wish there was more of a, like, I mean, these places shouldn't be as politically segregated as they seem to be. I know that there are plenty of people who are moving to more rural areas, and I do think that that's like changing a little bit of the political landscape. But if you want to get into gerrymandering, no, we won't go further down there. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons for stuff in the U.S. Sorry, all of our non-U.S. friends are probably like, ooh, there's problems there. Yes, there are. But no, I was going to say no worries, but that doesn't apply here. Some worries, but not for you, not today. Hey, this is a birthday day, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate the heck out of it, and we're going to think of something to share topic-wise that keeps us away from downers. Because, man, I'll tell you what, there's a plethora of downers right now. And plenty of spaces to talk about it, which, like, we do need to talk about it, and it's cool that we share information, and I'm also grateful for that. But I also, most importantly, want you guys to come away with, like, entertainment, education kind of stuff from these streams. Aaron is like, redlining! I'm still mad about redlining. You should be. Hell yeah. Y'all can be as loudly mad as possible, and I am down for that, seriously. Because there are a lot of things to be mad about, but I also, yeah, there's just so much. I love that, Aaron. Be mad. Seriously, it makes me happy, to know that there are people who care. I guess it's disheartening to see that there are people who don't care and somehow make more of an impact than people who do. That's wrong. Ugh. Anyways, what I was saying was, let's talk about what is your earliest memory of a birthday? What was the first birthday you can possibly remember in your life? Let's see. Or any birthday stories. I would love to hear about that. Joe says, this is also a reminder to everyone to be kind to yourself and precious of your energy and spirit today and every day. That is a wonderful reminder. Seriously, such an important one because, yeah, it can be really draining to be present for everything that goes down. I understand the want to be present and the need for a lot of things, but it is also a limited resource by far. By the way, we've got Alex in the YouTube chat saying, hi, Anna, popping in to say hi for a few minutes. Hello! Also, this is your ceramics account. I love your ceramics. I saw your eagle guy today. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't follow Alex Blaze, is that how you say it? Blaze? Blaze? It's Blais. Their work is absolutely gorgeous. Lovely to watch you paint for a little bit. I'm off to a meeting. Your loaf looks beautiful. Sorry, I was late to catching up on that. But hey, replay landers. Oh, and Aaron's wishing Jake a happy birthday. How sweet. So I have a story about, I don't know if I've ever told this on stream. Maybe I have. But it was my 9th birthday. I don't think it's the first one I remember, but it's one of the very memorable ones in my mind because it was a day of 3 things going wrong. And I'm sorry if you've heard this story before. So, the Power of Triplets. No, so I was turning 9. I had this little brother who was a baby at this point. And one of the first things that went wrong in the day was my mom was driving home with balloons in the back seat for me, for the party. She had this like bundle of blown up balloons. Oh, the days when we had balloon, like, what would you call that? A cacophony of balloons. Ugh, it was magical. Anyway, so this was on the way home without me even knowing it, luckily, kind of. And my little brother, as a wee bab, was wiggling his little feet in the back seat, like car seat, and he pressed the window down button. That was like one of those automatic ones with his foot. Out go the balloons into the world. And my mom only noticed when there was one left, and she grabbed it. And she brought me home one balloon, and I loved that balloon for like months. But it just, it was one of those like, oh no, the baby, whoops. And then the second thing that went wrong was actually my fault on my birthday. My mom was making one of my favorite meals, crepes. She did like a savory kind of chicken filling with a cream sauce, and then like this bechamel on top. To this day, one of my favorite meals. So delicious. So you roll up the crepes, you put them in like a little, glass pan, put them in the oven and broil the top so that it gets nice and bubbly. No, you just bake it and it gets nice and bubbly. What I did was, when she said, hey, could you turn off the oven so that the crepes stop cooking, I turned it to broil instead of off. That's what I'm remembering. So it was completely black on top. It was smoking. It was completely burnt. Luckily, there's apparently a silver lining to all these things. Luckily, my mom pulled off the burnt part, and it was a sauce, so it just was like a sheet of burnt sauce that came off the entire top, and then underneath the crepes were fine. It was just one of those moments where I was like, no, me, I did it. And I felt so guilty. And then the third thing, the final thing that really was the cake topper for evil events on my birthday. It was, so I was in a very specific position. Okay, so here, I'm going to draw it on the napkin. There are these, like, there's an island in my parents' kitchen that comes out, or like I would call it a peninsula, where it comes out and it has like this little area for chairs right here. And anyway, so this is kind of like the countertop, all along here. This green is the counter, and then above one section of it is cupboards that jut out over the space. So there's kind of like a little sliver of space between here. So it's kind of like a serving area, and then the dining room's over here. So it's like, oh yeah, serve the kitchen food to here. And anyway, so these cupboards that hover, I was underneath the corner of it. Here, I'll just make it really dramatic with red. I was right here. And over here was the back door. And out of the back door, my mother and father wheeled a bike. A bicycle just for little old me? Oh, my goodness. So exciting. 9-year-old me was so ecstatic that I jumped into the air and bumped my head right on the corner of the cabinet, right there on the top of my head, and immediately fell to my knees, grabbing my head, blood squirting out. There was so much blood, you guys. Your head is a very bloody place on the inside. And just to let you know, I'm totally fine. I was fine. No brain damage or anything like that. But my parents looked at me in horror, and they said, don't tell her how bad it is to each other. And then I just like look at my hands, and I'm like, ah! Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was 9th birthday. But hey, I got a bike. And I love that bike so much. It's still in my parents' garage. It's the best bike. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was 9th birthday. Oh, Rynn's Joe asks, up amount or level amount of balloons? Yeah, you could lift a house with that. She was driving in a car, but you could lift a house. Oh man. Oh, Rynn says, oh gosh, I cannot remember if it was my birthday. Probably not. But to this day, my family holds this memory against me. I was out to dinner with extended family, long table at restaurant, and a piece of fancy chocolate cake was being passed around the table to everyone to try a bite. I was allowed to take a spoon and apparently tried to fit the largest bite I could on that spoon. Oh gosh, you know how it goes with kids. I wanted that bite to count. I think you did nothing wrong. I think that is completely the right thing to do, especially as a kid. You kidding me? Oh, that's amazing. Jake says, I can't recall anything too memorable before this, but I remember helping my sister make and decorate my birthday cake when I was 4, I think. That's so cute. What a lovely memory. Oh, I mean, come on. Joe says, I'm totally fine, in quotes. Jake says, poor Anna. I was more happy than sad that day, honestly. It was just a kind of a comedy of errors kind of dealio. Joe said, oddly enough, my sister had a similar experience when she was younger. How? What the heck? Joe says, at a party as well. Aaron says, that's legit, Rynn. Honestly, very legit. You gotta get the cake, okay? Especially as a kid. You can't just, like, be okay with a little bit. You gotta take what you need. Nobody's gonna give it to you. You're a kid. You're not supposed to have that much sugar, right? Which I'm learning with my niece now. She does have an adverse reaction to sugar. She, like, changes in personality once she's had it. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I gotta get it. I kind of do. But I also really want to give her a treat. Which I am so happy that my sister agrees. She just recently, because she just recently turned 5, got vaccinated. Whoop, 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 whoop. So exciting. And my sister brought her out for a big ol' ice cream afterwards. Cotton candy, baby. So cute. And the perfect way to reward something, especially when she's going to need another shot and boosters along the way and all that jazz, you want it to be associated with something really positive. So making it like ice cream day instead of vaccine day, it's a good idea. Beep, beep, beep. Just doing the corners with like a darker, bluer kind of green. I think I might do either some or all of the leaves with this color as well, because I like the dark green. Oh, I like it. Actually, should I do the... no. I was gonna do, or contemplate doing the background a dark green. Actually, I do want the camellias to be white. I could turn them to red. Camellias are several different colors, so it's not like a hard and fast kind of thing. We could even do the same design, multiple colorways. Oh my gosh. Beep. Sometimes when it's just a little bit too transparent, I dip into the pigment and then just dot into the area. If it's still wet, it just kind of self-levels out into the area. Oh my gosh. Jake says I like that color too. Yay! Oh, that's the goal. It's a green rug. Joe says, so Anna, would you ever consider embroidering a mini rug or cross-stitching one? I want to say yes, because in my heart, yes. Yes, yes, yes. A million times yes. The thing is, it's so funny. I was listening to a chat on ADHD in artists, and Victoria Ying was in it, and she showed her background behind her on stream. And it was just a row or like shelves full of these plastic boxes. And she said, this is where I keep my hobbies. And every single one of them is a different one. And she was like, that one's embroidery, that one's felting, that one's, you know, whatever you could possibly do with your hands, basically. And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know, instead of getting more supplies for a hobby, what I really should do is make sure that there's nothing that I have on hand that I can use yet. And this is like the urge to start new hobbies meeting cheapness or the what do I call it, like the inexpensive personality type. I never want to spend money. This is why all my art supplies are gifted. Oh my gosh. But anyways, the idea there is like yes and no. I think that making a rug, if I had all the supplies, I would love doing it, but also if I'm getting the supplies, it's like pulling teeth. Does that answer your question? Joe says, in our hearts, we all would, realistically. Agreed. Joe's asking for a link. I can't remember what that talk was, but I think it was at Lightbox. I will try to find that link for you if it exists. All I remember is Victoria Yang. Yeah, I can't remember the other people. I know them, but like right now it's not coming to mind. Joe says, I have these plastic boxes too. I feel so seen and called out right now. My toxic trait is making work with inexpensive equipment so that I have a lot of inexpensive equipment. Some might call it trash. I would disagree. Hardcore, yes, agreed as well. I think that if it works, who cares? This is exactly, I think we've talked about it before, why I have no lom for bread cutting, and like I don't have what is it called? The thing that you put it in to rise. Kendall knows all this. Banaton. There we go. Boom. Nailed it. But that's the kind of stuff that, again, I don't have to have it. It's just nice if you do. And so I don't get it because, like, I don't need it. And James definitely fuels this in me. He's like, do you need it? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't. And that's why we don't get new clothes ever. No, actually, I just got him some shirts from Costco, and unfortunately, they were like 10 sizes too large, so I gotta go return them. And they were labeled large. Like, I mean, he goes between medium and large, but I'm just saying, like, they were at least 2X, I'd say, in my estimation. I just wish there was actually, like, a rubric for sizing of things. You know, amongst different brands, a size can be wildly different things. And like, I get some of them are supposed to fit slightly differently, but still, if we had some measurements to tell, like, this is for sure supposed to be this size. I know that that's supposed to be what it is, but it's not really what it is. If you've seen any of those videos where it's like trying jeans from different brands, they're all a size 16. They're all wildly different. Oh my gosh, you guys. Rynn says, ooh, that reminds me, I found a website for neurodivergence that offers ideas for careers depending on where you lean in the spectrum. That is crazy. I love that. That's wonderful, especially if you found it as like a teen. And apparently those with ADHD are generally well suited to creative careers. Not surprising. Yeah, Rynn says not so surprising, but a little affirming when it relates to you. Literally almost every, especially female adult artist that I know has ADHD, either self-diagnosed or otherwise. It is prevalent. I gotta say it. Joe says, okay, but sleep shirts? Cozy big sleep shirts? They're just the plain white ones that he would wear under his other shirts, so unfortunately it wouldn't work for that purpose. Joe says, make scrunchies from them. You can repurpose. It's okay. I can just return them and get a different size of a different brand or whatever. Kendall says, I have to really restrain myself and ask if I need it or want it. Oh, so true. You guys, this is my most recent thing. What I want to do, or I actually need, so I ran out of stationery to write my Patreon like thank yous on, because I write a little note to everybody every month that I send goodies, and I had this beautiful stationery. I'm going to show it to you real quick. Oh, I'm going to get caught first. Oh, not on the wet paint. Whoops. It's all good. So this is beautiful stationery from Leanne Flug, I believe is how you would say her name. I need to link to her stuff, but she does absolutely gorgeous work. And this is just one of the many stationaries, or like, what would you call it? Goods that she produces. She does a lot of prints and things like that. And I also have a beautiful washi tape from her that matches this. It's all the clovers. Anyway, so I only have like 2 of these left. So I need more stationery. Like, I love this size too. It's a little bit bigger than Post-it note. Anyways, so what I was thinking was making my own, because I have these previous designs that I've made. This is printed on my just home printer, so it's really not good quality. Like, the colors come out weird. There's some, like, just really, I don't know. There's some jankiness to them. Anyways, I really love these designs though. And so I've been looking into custom stationery printing. And I have a website, and I'm so hesitant because it's not like a huge, crazy amount of money to make them, but I also don't have my website up yet, so I can't sell the other ones. Like, I need to use them, yes, but also, is it worth printing them fancy? I don't know. I could probably print them janky like this, and my patrons wouldn't be like, "Ugh, get out of here. This isn't expensive." So it's one of those things where I'm like, it's not necessary, but oh man, would it be nice. Oh. Anyways, the production place that I'm looking into is called, I'm going to open it and put a link to it. It's called Jukebox. I'm going to put the link in the Behance chat. Whoop, bop. Beep. And that is something that I want to try someday. I just don't know if it's the right time now, because I really would love to sell that as like a part of something that I have on my online store, and I know that will happen someday, but anyways, I digress. Let's see here. Aaron says, Jake is like you, Anna, and poor him. I'm the complete opposite. Let's buy all the things. Jake says, I think I'm more likely to get things I want than things I need. That's an interesting way of doing it. Oh my gosh. Joe says, okay, Anna, but crop tops and you can paint on them, Anna. Joe, you just want crafting stream with using tops. Oh my gosh. Joe says, my actual toxic trait is thinking I can make something crafty out of absolutely anything. I'm going to send you these shirts. I need you to make them into what you dream. Aaron says, I'm living for crop tops right now. Same! I'm wearing one right now. It's so good. I love it. Let's see. Oh, Joe is off to clean. Bye! Have fun cleaning. Good luck. Kendall says, I buy all the supplies for my hobbies, and then when I clean up, I forget the items exist. That's closed storage for you. Oh, man. Joe says, Anna, I can show you how to make them at home. Not janky at all, I promise. Okay, now I'm going to clean. It's more the printer. It's not necessarily like, maybe you could give me recommendations for better paper or something, because this definitely washes out the color a ton, and gets rid of a lot of the contrast, but I don't know. Rynn says, hourly reminder to sip, stretch, and autosave if you're working digitally. Oh, it's a monkey paws time. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Okay, one last look at this guy. Well, here, you can get a close-up view before we go to monkey paws. Oh, I just smudged it massively. That's fine. That's what fixing's for. If it's still wet, maybe we could lift some of it. Here, I'll get a clean brush. Clean, I say in quotation marks. Yeah, can lift a bit of it, but it's probably going to still be too pigmented to brush off. That was a painting pun. But the great thing about gouache, again, is you can go opaque with it, so I can get like a light yellow and try to cover that up. And it ain't no biggie. Alessandra says, oh, I finally got a chance to seat. Y'all, I'm not getting up anytime soon. Take a load off, Alessandra. Relax. But we'll be making monkey sounds for sure. Please do. All right, so this is the time of the day when I want to remind you to take care of your body. So what we're going to do is monkey paws, which is a stretch that I'm going to kind of walk you through. So to start, what we're going to do is put our arms straight out in front of ourselves, fingers to the sky, palms away from you, and then curl your fingers into what we call a monkey paw. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Ooh, ah, ah. Good job. Anthony's not here, so I can't say it. Good job to him. Jake says monkey sounds. Thank you. Second pose, we put our fingers to the ground, palms towards ourselves, and curl our fingers in. Ooh, ooh, ah. Yay! Whoop, whoop. Hey, Clovis in the chat. What's up? Saying, how are you? I'm just dandy. We're doing some monkey paws. You can follow along if you'd like. Third pose. Yeah, that's a word. Fingers to the ground, palms away from you, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Wee, wee, wee. And then fourth pose, we put our fingers to the sky, palms towards ourselves, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. And then you can ask somebody to get in a fight. Hey, you. Hey, her. Then we repeat the poses, holding for about a second each, around 10 times. And that gives us a nice little stretch in our wrists and our tendons. And what we can do is also close our eyes to give a break from screens or from just life. I've been doing traditional artwork, but I still feel the strain. And this is also a reminder to drink some water, stretch out your whole body, whatever you can feel that's strained. Maybe your jaw is clenched, maybe your neck is tight. Just remember to loosen it on up. Good job. You're doing great. Oh, is there something behind me? Rynn says Totoro's just sitting there staring at us from behind the microphone, you know? His little eyes looking out, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of visual noise back there right now because we've got the Totoro pillows that are like gray and white, and then the, that is the Pendleton blanket I was talking about. It's Hufflepuff themed, and it's sitting over our couch. The other Totoro is upside down. Ah! It's, what is that? When a flag's upside down, it's like it's in peril or something. Totoro is in peril. We need to get new pillows for the couch. I imagine some lovely, like, textured and maybe some colorful ones, but for now it's Totoro. It's fine. Alright, so when we're done with our stretches, we're just going to shake out our hands loosely or gently to loosen them up. There we go. Words. And then I'm going to do some shoulder rolls because, man, my shoulders are feeling it. And then we like to do some neck stretches. So we're going to put our ear as high as we can on each side. Listen to the sky. And then the other side. Flop. And back again. Deep breaths. Everybody agrees apparently that they have reminders to breathe deeply on their phones, but they just ignore them over time. So, hey, let's deep breathe together, okay? All right, next we're going to put our heads as far as possible comfortably to the side. And then back the other way. And back again. Good job, good job. Wiggle my legs. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, we are all stretched out. Thank you guys so much for doing that along with me, hopefully. Jake says, I totally didn't see Totoro until you told me where to look, Rynn. Oh yeah, this is a pop filter right here. So there's Totoro. He has been revealed. There's a little mini Totoro next to him. Very cute. Rynn says, we don't talk about Totoro. You clever girl. Aaron says, Hufflepuff for life. Oh, man. All right, there we go. Boom. Pop filter back. Totoro sufficiently hidden. All right, let's get back to painting. Let's do this thing. Yeet. Yeet, 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 yeet. Okay. So we've got our lovely bits. Let's see. Kind of do. Ooh. Okay, so I'm imagining red of the pattern on the sides, which I might just do like outlines. I might not even fill them in. And then red background against the white camellias and green of the leaves. What do you think? What do you say? Maybe? And then we could go in and add like smaller bits if we feel it. But I'm thinking that's the way to go. Go, Joe! And for the darker green, basically what I'm using is, this is, I believe, called sap green, which is this one, sap green. And then the other one I think was forest green. So forest green is much like, ooh, oh, I have to be a beauty guru. Oh god, look at that! Wow, it's like a darker bluer kind of green, and then sap has that nice yellow undertone. Wow, wow. I love them both equally, but that's why I'm mixing them. So forest green is like very much bordering on blue. So adding that little touch of sap makes me feel like it's a little bit balanced out, a little mellower. Why did I mix it again? I wasn't going for this color. I was going for red. Am I crazy? Maybe I just wanted to fill in that corner. Oh, I actually was thinking of maybe doing like a little... should it be... Yeah, I'm just gonna do like little stripies down the sides here. These guys are going fast, so you gotta give them like a fast sound effect, like... You don't even see them, they're so fast. Beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, boom. Alright, now don't smudge it this time, Anna. Okay, I'll be careful. Flipping the palette around to our red friend. This is sitting on top of paint. I mean, the paint tubes and stuff. So you can tell I'm very organized and very clean. Okay, let's dip into some red here. Do I want to go pure red or do I want to go orangey red? This is, I believe, cadmium red. Probably. Ooh, or do I want to add like a little bit of... Ooh, I do like a little bit of like purple in it. It gets to a darker blood kind of color. Or should I say a merlot? A nice burgundy. I know colors. Okay, so I'm going to try this as an outliner and just see what I think. Not very easy to get the circles with, but maybe that's just because I'm using the wrong brush. That's fine. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. I love that color. Especially against the greens and the yellow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I should probably get out my fine liner for these like in-between bits of the leaves and such, but am I going to? Like, do I have that kind of ability within my patience? I don't know. Apparently not, because I'm not doing it. Beep. I should just get the big bits with this at least. Whenever it becomes about like these detailed areas where it's painting around things rather than like filling in a big area, I don't know, it's like it switches in my brain what I'm doing, and now suddenly I'm like really concentrated, like, oh, I gotta be careful. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, I do need to be careful, but also it's still painting. It's just putting the brush on the thing. It's fine. Oh, by the way, I just finally listened to Mitski's album. Oh, Yusra saying bye. Wait, bye? Bye-bye? Bye, Yusra. Have a great night. Gotta go. Long day ahead of me tomorrow. Hey, have a great one. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's always lovely to see you. And good luck with everything ahead. Oh, Yusra says I really love drawing with you. Hey, if you drew with us and you want to share anything, we've got a draw along channel in the Discord that I would love to check out. We've got a show and tell. Let's see. Joe says, I love your glasses to Rynn. I love it. Oh my gosh. Current work. There's something there. Oh my gosh. Yes. Joe's showing off the Prismacolors. That is gorgeous. Look at the pigment. I love it. I love it. It's also really, really fun to mixed media with Prismacolors. That's one of my favorite uses for them, is just like paint a layer of watercolor or whatever and then Prisma on top. Oh, oh, so good. So very good. I still can't believe you didn't have Prismacolors before. I guess this is kind of like the... I can't believe you didn't have a rug making kit before. You could have all the supplies, and you should have all of them. Maybe you should just have like every... Okay, so this is basically what my mom gave me. You just have every material for any hobby at your disposal at any time. Now I want to go back and live at home because she has all the supplies. Now I don't have them. But growing up I did. We literally could do whatever we wanted with whatever we wanted. Like every day was painting day. Every day was... let's do a project, you know, on something. I remember like when other kids would do a book report, I would like make clay figures or like what do you call it? Like dolls, like physical dolls. I remember sewing Helen Keller for one of my projects. That was a magical day. Okay, so I stayed home sick because I was sick actually, but I remember my dad that day, I was making that doll as like homework in the backyard when I was sick, and it was this sunny day and I was sitting out on a blanket in the backyard, and my dad came home early from work and had gotten me a model kit of a World War II airplane, and after that we built it together for like 2 weeks. It was the best, and I just still remember that as such a magical time, like making that doll with my mom and then making a model airplane with my dad. And being sick the whole time. No, I was just like cold. You know, I had a cold or something for a few days, but it was that distinct memory. There's something very special about staying home sick and having your parents take care of you. I don't know. There's something about that that just like, so sweet. Beep. Now, I think I've told this story though. Once the model airplane was built, my dad would not let me paint it. Or put on the decals or any of that. And I'm still sour about it. Dad! No, it was a very, very sweet gift. It was just one of those funny things where he was like, no, you'll make a mess or whatever. He didn't say that meanly, but he still didn't let me paint it. And look at me now. I paint whatever I want. Just to spite him. Okay. Oh, I haven't been on the chat at all. Woo! Okay, so this is super cool, but it's going to get so much more like cleaned up and finished looking once we add some colored pencil to it. So just wait. Just wait. Just you wait. Also, I could easily go in with like a more opaque green and cover it up if I wanted to, make those edges more clean or whatever, but I don't hate them, honestly. I love a good messy edge. Anthony Jackson's in the house. What's up, Anthony? How are ya? Rynn says, it's that feeling of being nurtured and loved. Seriously. Ugh. I also think there's just a special time of like when your parents are off work. I don't know. There's something about that made me very happy for them too, where I saw them and they weren't busy, they weren't stressed, they were just like having fun with me, and I just love that. Beep. I wish it for all of you. I want you to be the parent and the kid. Beep. These guys are super messy, but who cares? Not the me. I was watching Evan and Caitlin on YouTube. They do a bunch of like, well, currently I've been watching a lot of their acrylic pour videos where they do like, you know, different techniques to make paint flow on a canvas in a very cool way. And somebody in the comments, so Evan usually goes chaotic at some point where like they're doing something and they feel like they have a handle on it, and then he's like, but what if I, and then like completely derails what they thought they were gonna do, and then like just goes for it. And the comments are always like, oh my gosh, he is the meaning of like trust the process, because I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but then somehow it does. Anyways, all of that is to say, one of the comments says, I understand Evan's process a little bit more now. It's about making the art, not necessarily about how it turns out. Like, the process of making it is the creative moment. It's not the after. And to me, that makes me feel like if you're not having fun while you're painting, then you're not really making art, right? Because the moment of art is when you're enjoying making it. Does that make sense? Now, I don't think that would always be true. I get that there are nuances in it and everything. But it just made me feel like, yeah, especially with stuff like painting on stream. This isn't my work. This isn't for a client. This isn't for anybody but me. So I better make it fun. So I'm going to sprint through it. That connects with another thing that I've been talking about with James. Let me go on yet another tangent. My memoir. So we've been watching also a gamer who plays Dead by Daylight. And it's funny because we watched like all of his current videos and are going through the backlog of like older stuff. And the older the content is, or whatever the videos get, the more like strategic he seems to be, and like the less he sprints through everything. And I think it's because the longer you play the game, the more you're just like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna play it like how I want to play it, you know, I'm just gonna go through it. And so I think that's what causes him to just like sprint all the time. Just a constant sprinter. It's probably not the most strategic thing to do in that game, but it's definitely the most tactile way to play it. You feel like you're doing stuff and getting places, and you're not just waiting around and feeling like I don't know, like you're just waiting. Especially if you play that game all day long. I'm sure I would be a sprinter by the end of the day. I'm also gonna do, I think, red fringe. I'm gonna make these ones kind of chunky because the other ones I've done are kind of fine. Chunky fringe. Hey, that's good. So Anthony Jackson says, it sounds like fun times. Creating with your family is such a blast. Seriously, it really is. Creating with anyone. This is why I want to paint with Anthony more, like actually have him paint and stuff, because it's just so fun when it's collaborative like that. Rynn says, and yes, creative activities are one of the best ways to bond, methinks. Absolutely. Jake says, I need to make some time to enjoy art again. Absolutely. Have you been enticed by anything you've seen lately where you're like, ooh, that like rug making or whatever, like random kind of creation? Because I think if you do feel excited by any of that, you should just try to follow that feeling. Like, ooh, that looks fun. This is why I wish we could all live near each other so that we could just have like a gouache party. I could just bring all these gouache and we could all try them out, like just together. Then people don't have to, you know, invest $5 million and they get to try a new medium. Not that gouache is $5 million. I'm sure it could be if you bought like all of it. But you know what I mean. It's funny how much this dark red changed the mood of this piece. Like, I still love it, but it's very different compared to when it was just green and yellow. Okay, I'm gonna hold it weird. I could just flip it. There we go. Boom! Flip it and reverse it. Gotta think about that stuff when you're right-handed. Or left-handed, I guess. Which way you paint so that your hand doesn't smear it. Yes, the brush is working with me now. It's a real chunk. I got the sudden urge to play Breath of the Wild. Why did that happen? Boom. All right, we've got some contrasty fringe. Look at that. Hot dang. Huh? Joe says 1. Wait, oh, wait. Oh my gosh, much to catch up on. So Joe says, also I'm back in a little cleaning break, and I have so much to say. But I will keep it short. 1, I got sap green ink yesterday. That is so cool. Ah, sap green. It's apparently the thing. Rynn says, I would gouache paint, say on a pumpkin? Or would gouache paint stay on a pumpkin? I would think it would just fall right off with waxy texture, but made me think of gouache that squash. Gouache that squash. I think it would require testing to truly say, but in theory, I don't think it would stay on. Unless you primed it. Maybe then. Paper is definitely optimal. And then Joe says, 2, I feel like becoming an artist is all about figuring out when to sprint and when to walk and smell the flowers. So true. So true. Yes. That's why I hate crunch at studios or on projects or whatever, because you're forcing somebody to sprint through the portion that they should be walking. And that's not good. That's when the killer catches up to you. Aaron says, I have to go to school board meeting and get yelled at by angry parents. This was fun. Bye. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and for also being an awesome school board person and also parent. So I hope that they aren't jerks. Good luck. Joe says, 3, I want to be that cool aunt that has all the art supplies in every project imaginable. The vibe where you know I have the cool scissors and yeah, I'll teach you how to use it safely-ish. 4, you should gift your dad a model, build it together, and then not let him paint it. Wow, the vengeance. You are truly a master. I love it. Hey, Dad, I've got the gift for you. Joe says, Anna, you can do, 5, sorry, this is a numbered list. 5, Anna, you can do all the things and I will buy them, so don't even worry about it. Are you gonna buy everything I make? Ugh. Joe says, 6, you are great. I love this rug. That is all. Joe, you are great. I love that you're gonna make this rug into a physical thing. Yeah? Yeah? Let's do a collab. You can make a rug of any of my designs. And vice versa. If I ever get into rug making, I will make your designs. Okay. Is there something I want to do? Yes, there's something missing on this border, but I wonder if it's a pencil thing or a paint thing. One thing we can do is try to patch this. So let's just test the limits of our yellow whites. Oh, actually, this is a perfect opportunity. I wanted to see if we could use the white ink to create a new primed base for a different color. Let's see if it works. I don't know if it will, but we will see. Because we are scientific experts delving into the possibilities. Okay, so got the ink, got my splotch. I'm just going over it. I'm going to try to keep it pretty thick on the brush so that I don't like kick up some of the paint underneath. And this, I'm imagining it's kind of like primer. Again, if this ruins everything, I don't care. There is no ruining everything, okay? What we're doing is figuring out the medium. That's why it's a sketchbook. This is not a finished piece. Okay. And when I say that, I'm usually talking to myself, just by the way, for your own edification. I think that this one is mostly colored pencil from here on out. So we're at 4:25. Wow, so much time. Yay. I'm gonna, we haven't done a second round on this guy. Oh, you've got so much green in you. Sorry, I'm washing out my brush up here if you want to see my gray water. It looks gray to you guys. It looks gray-green to me. I'm gonna go purple-black. I've done purple-black on one of the previous pages and it worked out pretty well. And I go back to purple black. Purple black. I will be fascinated to see if this turns into anything. Who knows, really? There's like a chunk of something. Also, Joe, I really appreciate that whole diatribe. Or wait, Anthony told me not to say diatribe anymore. Apparently it means something that's not quite what I mean it to mean. Do you know what I mean? Something about it, something. But that whole spiel, that was great. The talking, good. 10 out of 10. I'm not going to be too careful with the edge either, just because it's not precious to me. It ain't the one true ring. That's all I'm saying. Oh, interesting. There is that one part that I tested with the colored pencil, and the colored pencil is interesting. In terms of like how it's covered by the paint. It's like it's somewhat resisting it, but not completely. Like it looks like paper. It's not like waxy or something, but it is showing through more than the other paints, I'd say. Pretty wet. Okay. Let's go in with some colored pencil on this guy. I think he's mostly, if not all, dry. Yeah, he's good. Okay, so I almost want to like zoom in or something. And Joe says, "Ah, yes, I just checked the dictionary." Since you're streaming, it's official science. I don't know about that. Oh no. Oh, Joe says, I was wondering if you'd be open to sharing these rug layouts on the Discord. Oh yeah. I have nothing against showing rug. Yeah, if you want to, like, we actually joked about it before, like, draw this in your style rug edition or something. I'm down. Jake says, yeah, diatribe is generally negative. No negativity. I take it all back. Okay, so first color. Got this massive bundle of fun. Where I keep my most used pencils. And then, of course, we have our red and blue, which will be used, actually. I think I want to go a little bit of red on the outside like that. But first, what I wanted to do is kind of zoom in for you guys. Let's see if I can do that. Is it this guy? Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Big news, big news. OBS has an undo button now. Is that crazy or is that crazy? You can do Control Z and it actually does it. It's so exciting. Oh. So I love just kind of wildly adding red marks. I don't know why it's so satisfying. Even on dark colors, it kind of shows up, but in a bit of a different way. I forgot that these corners were like that. I forgot my own design. All right. There's also a really fun thing that happens when the colors of the colored pencils overlap a little bit. It's just like a beautiful blending. A little purpley. A little bit of fun. A little bit of la 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 la. A little bit of Alexis. Oh yeah, that was a show I never talked to you guys about. What was it called? Like Murder Party or something like that? Oh my gosh. It's a comedy improv show, I believe on Netflix. And it had that actress who played Alexis on Schitt's Creek. And the main guy he's from, well, I know him from 30 Rock. He also plays Batman in the Lego movie. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but he's great. And I highly recommend, I think there was the Conan O'Brien episode, and the Sharon Stone one was pretty good. Oh, but there was, oh my gosh, what was his name? Joe says, Will Arnett. Thank you. You are the other half of my brain. This is historic. Something about this is historic. Joe says, I have so much to catch up on. I am so excited. How will I remember this? Absolutely no idea. Oh my gosh. Jake says Ryan Selvey of Behance fame sang that Alexis song on the last stream of his that I watched. Jake hasn't seen Schitt's Creek though? Oh man. Then you have a fun time ahead of you if you ever want to watch it. It's honestly like a really wholesome one. So I think if you're like wanting a show that puts you in a good mood, I'd go for that one. It took me a little bit to get into it, where I was like, I don't know about this vibe, but then I was like, no, this is the perfect vibe. I love it. I love everything about it. I want more of it. Wild marks. Wild. Okay. What was the other thing I was saying? Oh, Camille Nanjiani? Is that his name? I think. His episode was amazing. I loved it so much. I might actually rewatch that one. It was great. And I'm talking about that murder mystery show that I can't remember the name of. It's like something Murder Report or something like that. I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I'll have to post about it on the Discord afterward because my brain's coming up empty. Oh no. By the way, I'm loving this blue outline on the red. There was it was a bit frustrating at first to see the red and be like, I don't know what's missing, but now I feel like it's starting to vibe with it. I might add yeah, probably some like red tick marks or something in the background of the yellow to kind of integrate it all together. Do you like how my fingers go like this? Those are the middle fingers, and then the other two are out to the side doing all the work. I guess the middle fingers are stabilizing, so good on you, middle fingers. You're doing your work. Alright. Now, I have to dig out my white. So this under here is white. And I hid it under another color, so I'm going to kind of clean it off. Clean it off. Because we need the purest pure. We need the true white. I guess I could just take the napkin and kind of wipe it off. Oh, don't spill your ink. Muy importante. Boom, nailed it. Okay, this is a mess. Alright, now let's do... Oh, that's not a clean brush. In fact, you're too dirty. You have too much darkness in you. Okay. We need a pure brush. Okay, there we go. Working up some of that white. Work it, work it. Then a little bit of this yellow. Alright, let's go in. Oh yeah! It actually paints on top of it fairly well. It's not as if nothing happened, but it definitely blends more. I think the white ink helped to kind of create that barrier. Okay, I'll give you the close-up now. Whoop. You can still tell that there's a bit of green under there, but it's not quite as like from here. You don't really see it immediately. You're not like, oh my gosh, that's a green smudge. So there you go. Murderville! Joe, you found it. Murderville. That's what it's called. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Camille Nanjiani. Boom. He was hilarious. Amazing. That was a great episode. I think it's... Well, okay, so the premise of the show is every episode, Will Arnett has like a full script of what he's gonna go through and act, but the guest actor has only improv. They are only working off of what they're given in the scene, and they have to solve the mystery by the end of it, and they're like basically given the clues throughout. So it's actually really fun to watch because you're kind of guessing who did the murder, and like out of these three suspects, which one is guilty. Of course I touched the paint. Of course I did. I remember nothing. But anyways, that's the premise of the show. Give it a watch. It's pretty fun. And if you, it's non-linear, really. I mean, until the very end, I suppose there's some plot. But I would recommend those 3 episodes. 4, I think. Actually, the actress from Schitt's Creek was okay. I think there was some really great like moments, but it wasn't necessarily as good as the other episodes. She's amazing as Alexis, though, so you should definitely watch her in Schitt's Creek. Just gonna give this a once over of more red because it needs a little evening out of the saturation. Oh. I have a forest green pencil. Look at that. This is Prismacolor. Actually, it's called Peacock Green. I lied to you. Peacock? Can you zoom it? Okay, there we go. Boom. And I can use this to maybe bring out some of this definition in the stems. Yeah. See, now it's getting to that dark green, kind of similar to the ones on the corner. Although this guy's a little bit more saturated blue, but I don't care. If it's close enough. Not sure if I want to completely color in the whole thing or if I want to kind of gradient up to a lighter green. Well, if I gradient it, I can always fill it in later. And then the difference, or like definition between the leaves, maybe I do red or orange. What do you think? Jake says, I like the gradient. Well, then gradient it is. You get what you want. Oh, I also have burnt. No, it's Tuscan red. This is what? Oh, I can do things. I promise. Wow, look at that. Tuscan red. This one, or no, it was the last one that we did. This guy. I added a little bit of this Tuscan red on the stems of this guy, and it just made it pop a little bit more, so I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that dark. Plus, red and green can really create some magic together. Interesting. Put in focus. Hello. Okay, cool. All right, and then what I was talking about was making these petals. I think red's the right call. And these are just tight little balls, kind of like peonies. If you've ever seen those when they're growing, they're just like a ball of petals, and then they go. They're amazing. Well, Camellia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home. Sure. Beep. Bop. And I might go in with like a blue in here as well. I really like the blue against this red, actually. I might do the little It doesn't show up a ton right there. Yeah, I like that. Just kind of outlining with the blue. Like we did for all the little outer shapes, you know? Just works. Oof, reminder to sit up straight. Woo! Okay. Would you? I think there's something about... Sorry, I'm just holding it away from myself so I can see from a distance what I feel. Ooh! I think I know. Wait. The whole purpose was to stay away from orange, but now I'm kind of like, I want to add orange everywhere. Let's see here. I'm just going to test it a little bit. Yeah, honestly, I want to do orange, so I'm going to go with orange. I'm going to kind of do long lines. And then we can also double go over with red to have some of them pop out. It's honestly not that bad going over the area that was inked and then painted over. It's like a little bit rougher than the paper, but it's definitely not crazy. I hope you guys don't mind that I did like one rug this time instead of multiple, but it's what I was feeling. And it's more, I mean, you guys get to see all the way to a finish, which I think is fun. Beep. Oh, I want to add some of the peacock green out here on the outside. I'm also curious about Tuscan red on this inside. Curious. I'm not sure. I have thoughts. I'm keeping them to myself at this moment. Great stream, right? No, you can't know what I'm thinking. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Corinne's in the chat. What's up, Corinne? How you doing? Sorry, I wasn't reading the chat for a while because I'm soloing it without Anthony, but now I've got you here. Keep me company. Corinne says, mini art. I just found a mini canvas, actually. Inspired. Is this one of Anna's art designs on her shirt? No, this one was Lauren J. Myers, who does online, has an online store where she prints her patterns online, and I got this shirt and it was great. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Rynn found the link and everything. Thank you so much, Rynn. Wow, you really you really remember. Jake says curiouser and curiouser. Exactly, we're all mad here. Yeah, would you guys ever like to see another take on Alice in Wonderland, or do you think they've been done? Because there are like several now. If you want to watch Alice in Wonderland, like which one? And which one's your favorite? I'm also always partial to the animated Disney version, but that's just because, you know, Corinne likes to say mustard. It's the best part of my day. Alright, almost done with the orange. Really speeds things up to have long lines instead of short little ones. I usually do the short little tick marks on here, and my goodness, it takes forever. Alright, we've got the orange. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of red. I might sharpen this guy, actually. Don't pull it out. Oh, it was just on the edge of where I could reach. This is James's very fancy pencil sharpener. Let me show you how to use it. You squeeze the ears, you bring it out. I should do it this way. And you, You squish the ears again. You put it all the way through. And it's just like middle school. You stand in the back of the classroom awkwardly doing this while everybody's silent doing a test. And then when it changes sound, you're done. Sharp. So sharp. Wow. Very sharp. Beep. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Excuse me. Something like that? What? Jake says the Matrix. Wait, oh gosh, there's so many things. Okay, so, Rynn says, I will always be curious about variations for it. Sure. All the variations. Jake says, yeah, I think there's enough, lol. I also like the animated one and the Matrix. Do you like the Animatrix? Anthony Jackson says, I'm interested in seeing the next version of Alice in Wonderland. Is there another one that they're coming out with? I don't even know. I was just randomly thinking of it. Corinne says, the Disney original. And yes, I still love to say mustard from the scene where they make a sandwich from the clock. Mustard? Rynn says, pencil sharpening on stream. The next big thing since unboxing. Pencil sharpener ASMR. I need to get one of those, says Alessandra. Anthony Jackson says, I don't know if there's another one, Corinne, but I'm sure there will be an Alice in Wonderland remake one of these days. Absolutely. It's forever going to happen. Jake says, I remember seeing one that like that when I was a kid and always wanting one, but I forgot they existed until now. Well, here's your reminder. The brand is Mitsubishi. They make cars and pencil sharpeners. Duh. Just throwing some of these guys' little red lines throughout here. Yeah, it kind of adds a little fun variety, almost like it's more handmade now. I don't know why, but as in like the rug design itself. Like this rug was made with a hand-dyed wool that had some variety in the saturation and stuff. Kind of like in ceramics when there are like speckles in the glaze. I love that. When I someday make ceramics, I will speckle the glaze. Boom. Okay, so I love everything except for, I think, the flower area for some reason is not singing yet. Maybe it's just not in choir. I think there's a problem with the contrast, personally. So do I lighten the background or lighten the plant, or do I darken the background or darken the plant? The flowers themselves are fine, although I'm also not in love with them. Kind of want them to glow more. I wish I had like a nice opaque pencil that was white so I could add like a little zhuzh. A zhuzh. I do have 2 white pencils. We can test them out. So this one is called a Derwent Drawing Chinese White. I believe Derwent is the brand. And then the color is Chinese White, which is also one of the colors in the gouache. And I wonder where that name came from, as we were talking about last stream. The Secret Lives of Colors has me curious about where these names come from. This one is the Blanc White Prismacolor, very thin. So let's try them. So first I'm going to do the Prismacolor on the red. It's got some of an impact. Can you see that at all? I did it on this flower. It's like right there. Then let's do on the middle flower the Derwent. Okay, that works a little better, I think. See that upper edge? I wonder though. Worst case scenario, I could always paint over them with white ink and then just like paint whatever else on top. We've learned that that is kind of like whiteout, at least for one go. Yeah, I think this guy just grips the paper a little bit more. There's like a nice friction when this pencil goes against the paper. It's like it, I don't know, grabs on. And it's not very white. It kind of just chalks up the paint a little bit. It makes it like less saturated and only slightly lighter. The flowers are glowing. Whoa. What is happening? Derwent is definitely more noticeable. Joe says Posca marker? I don't have any Poscas. Someday, maybe. Joe says, I love that. It's like they're glowing. Oh, I'm so glad. Anthony Jackson says, that pencil sharpener's too fancy. Where did James get it from? I think he ordered it online, I want to say, but I can get more information out of him if I ask him after the stream. But yeah, it's Mitsubishi. So if you're looking for one like this, it's Mitsubishi KH-20, and then it's got 2000 in a box. And it's full of, can you see that? Nah. There's little sharpening stuff in there, you know, the excess from the pencils, which is funny. Okay. If I were to, no, that probably wouldn't come out well. I'm questioning. I might darken all of the leaves. I'm gonna go in with a peacock green and just see what I can do with one leaf. If it goes dark enough and feels like it pops off this red enough. Okay, so we've got that. Does that feel good? And then the other thing I wanted to try was a little outline of this Tuscan red. Maybe even go over top of it. Yeah, I think that's the way. This is the way. I think we gotta go darker just because of the clashing of the red and the green. I mean, as in like the values of them, I think are just slightly too close for my liking. We've got the light flowers, which is lovely. But I think the green needs to pop more. But I still like the idea of gradient, so I'm gonna go Tuscan red down. So we get green on the inside and then like a bit darker and more of a browny green on the outside. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Oh yeah, by the way, Jake's child is selling Girl Scout cookies. So if you would like to order some for shipping, then you can get them from Jake. Jake's child. Sorry, I was like in mid thought and then I was like, space out. But yeah, that is in the Snackaroos channel on our Discord if you're interested in delicious Girl Scout cookies. Nom 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 nom. Alright, do you see how much more that pops off? Yeah, that's better. From a distance, I still might want to darken this area with the yellow. It's not bad in its own right. I just think it's very, very contrasty. Maybe too much for my liking, possibly. Beep, bop. This is the glory of colored pencils. If you just look back at like before we did any of the colored pencils and now, how different it is. It's madness. In a time called madness. Ooh yeah. Ba, 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 da, ba. Y'all ever seen Billy Elliot? Love that movie. I have feelings. Oh, man. Okay, looking up close, it's really cool. You can see a lot of the texture in there. If I can hold it right. Can you see that? Okay, I hope. Anthony Jackson asks, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Thin Mint. Thin Mint forever. Are you kidding me? They're so good. Oof. I was asking James, so what would you like if we were to get like a second box or something like that? And he was like, Thin Mints. And then I was like, no Samoyas or anything like that? And he was like, Thin Mints. I'm like, okay, I understand. I agree. I'm gonna add an inner little triangle in these guys. Do I want it to be that color? I think that would work better than the yellow, but I want it even darker possibly. Do you see? I think it works better with the red on the inside. Oh, I have another red in here. Let's see what this one is. Crimson red. This one's another Prismacolor Very Thin. Or is it Very Thin? Is that what it's saying? Is it the pencil itself is thinner? Am I crazy? It is. Wait, no, it isn't. I was duping myself. Wait, this is another Very Thin. Okay. Everyone calm down. I'm figuring it out. Oh, color race. That's the other thing I was looking at. So we have always gotten these color race pencils. I think this is literally from the art school that we went to. Because it's got this like sticker of sale on it still. Color Race is colored pencils that you can erase. They come with like a little eraser on it, and they are amazing. Why are they all very thin? Is that just the way they all are? I guess all of mine. Wow. Oh, here's one that's... Yeah, this is just the regular, and here's the very thin. Can you see? Sorry, I just got curious for a second. I guess the only difference is that they cut it into like a hexagonal shape. If anyone cares. I don't think you do, but I'm just saying I cared for a second, so I'll pass that information along to you. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so now we've got red on the outside. Yeah, I think that works much better. Whoa, we're already at time. That's crazy. Sorry, I've grooved on this, I think, a lot. So, I don't know if I missed any questions. I hope I didn't. But I had a lot of fun. So, that's worth something, for sure. It's literally the goal. So, I'm glad we've reached that. I want to add more blue. The little tassels down here are such an opportunity to have fun colors. Especially, I mean, if you're thinking realistically, the tassels could be made of the fibers of the actual rug coming out. So you could have all the colors of the rug on the ends. That's kind of like what I did for this guy. It's like a bunch of different colors are coming out, and I love that. But yeah, this is always an opportunity to just vary up the colors, which for me at least, As long as the colors go together, I would just endlessly add them. I also think there's a hierarchy of like how much of one color versus another. I don't want a bunch of equal amounts where it's like, oh, it's half of it's green, half of it's red. I want it to be like okay, so the dominant is red, and then the secondary is green, and then the tertiary is like yellow, orange, blue, whatever we have is the next one in line. And their amounts vary, so there's always like a dominant amount color. People saying birthdays. Oh, Jake Green's gotta go. This rug looks beautiful, Anna. Thank you for everything. Have a great birthday. Thank you so much for hanging out, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jake Green. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Blow out the candles. And many more. Have fun enjoying the day with your family and all of the animals, and thank you for stopping by. See ya. Oh man. And Jake says, haha, aw, Anna. You're welcome. No, I think birthdays are a wonderful excuse to celebrate. Thank you for making our days better just by being born. Thank you, thank you. Beep, beep, beep. And this rug will forever be known as the green rug, even though it's not predominantly green. Whoops. I should try a good, like, solid, analogous one where it's just like two kind of, you know what analogous is. I am bad at describing it, but you know, the like colors that are close together on the color wheel. I think that would be a fun one. Okay, there we go. That's much better, I think. Much more unified. All right, so this is what we've created today. Thank you so much for joining along with us. I might still, like, I don't know, touch this guy up in different ways. So if you want to see the finished product of this, I think that I will be posting these on the Discord now because Joe wanted it. So say yeah, big thank you to the mods for posting all the links and for just being awesome as always. Y'all are doing amazing work and keeping us not only educated and entertained but also safe, so you're amazing. Yeah, I love these rugs too, Kendall. They're so much fun. Just another recap. This is what we created last time. This is what we created this time. We still have this guy that we want to fill in with all sorts of goodies. So if you can imagine something in this black void, that will happen. We've got this sketch for an oval rug someday that we will do. And then let's see, we've got these old guys that are coming back, blast from the past. Oh, we still got a salamander to paint. Oh, I want to paint a salamander now. Why do I have to end stream? Yeah, they are so much fun. Rynn says chalkboard rug. So true. Yes, we can fill it with whatever we want. Just like soup of the day. I love it. Kendall says, I feel these rugs go well with the computer rug mouse pads. Computer rug mouse pads? Is that a thing? I don't even know. But we've got many more pages of blank paper to fill, so there is no end of possibilities for these sketchbooks. Thank you so much for just letting me do this. It's amazing to feel like I can in any way just paint rugs for a living. So if you want to see more in depth of the process, I have my Patreon linked in the description. Also remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated, get boosted, be kind to yourself and to others, and also remember that you are loved. Thank you so much. I will see you very soon. Actually, next week, Tuesday. Bye. Oh, wait. Is Tuesday? Wait, I have to see. Tuesday's the 1st of March. What is time? That is insane. Okay, well, see you later. Bye. And now it's the after party. Do you like how I sound like this now? Hi. This is Anna. Rynn says, thank you so much for streaming and hanging out today, Anna. It's been a blast, and these rugs are so cozy. I know. I want them to be real so they could be cozy as on my toesies. Kendall says, OMG, why is the year passing so quickly? I'm still stuck in December. Truly. Okay, this is the horrible thing. The last time I saw Anthony in person was when we made the Yule cake for Ryan's holiday stream. That was in early December. And it's almost March. Oh, I'm dying. My friend is so close and yet so far. It's been too long. But we're being safe, and that's the whole reason for it. But my birthday's coming up, so we're probably going to have a birthday get-together of sorts. If everybody stays not sick, that would be great. And yeah, I am excited for the month to come. You know, I believe in the Northern Hemisphere, or at least the US, I don't know everything. But March 21st is the beginning of spring, so that's very exciting. Kendall says, I'm sadly referring to my new year is pre-fire and after fire, and then decided New Year's resolutions go with Lunar New Year. So true. You've been through so much already, Kendall. This is a crazy year already. I wish it would calm down. I'm sorry. Rynn says, it feels like you see each other in person whenever you stream together, so it's so hard to imagine it's been that long. Here is to you two reuniting soon. Absolutely. We will. And I feel the same way whenever we get to hang out. It's like online, and we video chat like every weekend, so it's not like I don't talk to him. And we text every day. But I'm just saying, like, in person is something. I miss hugging him, you know? He smells good. No. He does, but that's not why I need him around. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging. Bye.